Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your
Greetings, folks, and welcome to another Sunday service. I thought today we will touch on the energy of the fire horse. The fire horse, which carries the energy of fire, in itself something to think about, and the horse, which is power, power, power. Not just power, but beauty. Total movement. Movement in its most extreme, beautiful way. Very few things are as magical, but also as powerful as a horse once it's up and running. And if it's fueled by the energy of fire, we are looking at some interesting stuff. Now, the year of the fire horse begins on the 17th of February, so it has only just begun, and it continues until the 20th of February 2027, and it will only occur again 60 years from now. It's interesting times, especially for people born during this period. But the energy that we look at when we look at the year of the fire horse is one of intensity. If you look at a well-trained, disciplined horse, that is what you're looking at. Fire horse. High energy. Momentum, absolute focus, doing what it sets out to do, with a pure intent of achieving it. It also carries the energy of restlessness, and that it would because of the fire, because fire is restless, fire moves. It encourages bold action, and it certainly brings change. Completely transforms anything solid to ash, to something new with which you can start, gives you a new platform to work from. But all of that, the intensity and the restlessness, needs courage to make it work, to be something that you can use in your life. So we are looking at a year that people have threatened us with. The astrologers have said to us, this is going to be a doozy of a year. We're going to have to be awake to what it brings. That is true enough, but more importantly, we are going to have to be awake to what we do with it. Because the energy of this year is just so amplified. I do not know enough about all the stars and all the planets and everything that goes with that to comment on it. But what I am going to tell you is that this is a year in which to start that which you want to spend your life doing. It is going to offer you the opportunities to make your dreams come true by finding what makes you happy. And that is the most important thing. What is it that makes you happy? Once you have found that, you need to find a way to get paid for that. Because that is ultimate happiness. Doing what makes you happy and being paid for it. Being able to make a living from it. This year will offer that opportunity. It will also bring you the opportunities to do new things. It'll bring you movement, whether it's movement in your mind or movement in your physicality. Whether it is traveling, or whether it is traveling, as I said, in your mind, learning new skills, going new places in your mind, not limiting yourself, because we're very quick to limit ourselves, but not this year. We are called upon this year to explore, to have a look, to make choices, to think about new things. And the one thing that could really, really help us, if we choose to embrace it, is our intuition. Because this year seems to bring intuitive energy. It brings you heightened guidance. And for that, you are going to need courage. Because if you listen to your intuition, you are then being called upon to act with courage, real conviction, which is not always easy when you are doing something completely new. Something that is maybe a little bit daring. But you can do it. It will not be on your radar if you cannot do it. So take time this year and think about all the things that you have been wanting to do. Career changes maybe. Maybe you've decided where you are is not where you want to be any longer. Maybe you want to move to another city because it just feels like that is what you have to do. You may have certain personal projects lined up. You may decide to go dancing. Take up dancing as a hobby. Or mountaineering. Maybe you want to start doing carpentry as a hobby. something which eventually could become a career. All those dreams that you've not allowed yourself to dream. Go back, open the door, and have a look at what it is that you want to take out of that storeroom of memories, of challenges. Dust it down and take it out. Start new. Do something exciting. Because this year brings so many gifts. So many gifts. So initiate projects. Look at what you've been delaying. Look at possible career changes. And make things happen. Make things happen. Move. Get off that place of comfort. My guides have always said, there is no such thing as comfort in a comfort zone. It is always rich with discomfort. And this is the year to say, I am going to get off my butt and do what feels good. I am going to travel to this country and see places I've not seen before. I may even choose to travel overseas. And I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but I do want to say that maybe this is a good year to explore your own country, because overseas, things look interesting. The world is going to be a powder keg. This year is going to bring a lot of changes, because just as we see intensity, restlessness and courage in our own lives, we are going to see that in our communities, and we are going to see it in countries. This is going to be a year worth watching. But it is a year worth using to move, to travel, to learn new skills. Travel in your mind. You know, there's nothing worse for a Sagittarian than to be trapped. But what the Sagittarians have all learned, or the majority, is how to travel in their minds when for some reason they cannot physically travel. Do that. Explore new places, not just physically, but in your mind. And more than anything, trust your gut feelings. Because this is going to be a year where spirit will talk so loudly, if only you will be prepared to listen. If you are prepared to listen to your guidance and act on that, you will never look back. But you can only do that if you trust your gut feelings. So become comfortable with you. Become comfortable with listening to your inner voice. Become comfortable with challenging yourself. Because this is not the year to cling to outdated structures, to cling to outdated jobs, or to relationships which have done their time and is no longer serving you. You know that old wedding thing where people say that we promise to be together until death do us part. It's important to know with relationships especially that the death that is spoken of there is not the death of a person, but the death of the relationship, the death of the trust, of the commitment, and of the love. because if that becomes your part, whether it has to do with relationships, with your career, with where you are living, you need to be able to look that death, that symbolic death, in the eyes and say, my time has come. When you choose to act, when you choose to take your life by the hand and say, come walk with me, you can choose to do it at a pace that is comfortable for you. You can decide where you want to go, how you want to go, and when you want to go. Because it does happen in years such as the year of the fire horse, that things happen spontaneously. And that if you have been pushed for the past year or so to make a change, to make a difference, and it is standing in the way of your soul, something could happen to force you into a direction. And that is not necessarily what you want. Because that could create havoc in your life. It could lead to burnout and all kinds of emotional shake-ups. But if you choose to make a choice, if you choose to do something different, then you can balance your energies. You can decide what needs to happen and when it needs to happen. You can decide how things work in your life that is best for everybody. And more importantly, for you. This is a year that is going to bring a lot of interesting things. There are many superstitions around people who are born during this year. There are many superstitions about things coming to sudden endings and new beginnings, and we are seeing it. It's not just superstitions. It's truth. It's a time for dynamic change, a time for personal growth. It's a time where individuals are called upon to harness this energy wisely, because the energy is going to play out, believe me, on the bigger screen. The energy is going to change. Countries will change. Cultures will shift. There will be many changes. Families, communities will change. And that is going to happen whether you choose to be a part of it or not. But if you are listening and you are moving with the times, you are moving with what your gut is telling you, then you are going to be in a dynamic situation where you will be moving with the movement of the bigger picture. And that in itself will make things so much easier. This life is yours. This year is yours. It is going to be challenging. It is going to be special. But above all, it is going to bring you so many incredibly beautiful, powerful options to change that which you believe cannot be. Because believe you me, it can be. Whatever you choose, you can have. And sometimes you may be on your way to one thing, and a door opens to something completely different. Something that will fulfill your every need, your every hope. But something which you would not have known about had you not been on that path. So make this your time. Make this time to create something new, to bring new experiences and new magic into your life. Our affirmation for today is as follows. With faith, with hope and with courage, I choose a life of joy, of happiness and fulfillment. Beloved Father, Mother God, I thank you for all the wonderful opportunities. I thank you for the knowledge that I live in a world that is governed by your love, by your wisdom, and that all of these planets, all the elements, all of it contributes to who I am. And the gifts that they bring to me as an individual. That is so humbling, because I take them for granted. It is so seldom that I stop to look at what is happening around me and how that influences my life and my choices. Dear God, help me find within me the courage to step out, to reach out, and to do that which will help me to grow, to become a better person, and to live a life which is an expression of love, of faith, and of hope. Amen.
Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream, a dream that will need all the love you can give. Every day of your life